Hope everyone is good. Order in the judge room. Okay. Yes, please hit that thumbs up button if you haven't already hit it yet. You look. Oh, thank you so much, DNA. That's very sweet. So we got some stuff to talk about. I was, speaking to, you know, I wanted to know a little bit more about why this was going on. Like last night, I couldn't understand. And this is, first of all, I just want to say, I am not an attorney. Okay. I'm not an attorney. I'm just a little Southern boy trying to make a difference in the world. That's all. Okay. So who wears a little bit of makeup. That's it. Don't judge me. Anyway, so I thank you, Grumpy. But I couldn't understand why Betty didn't go. And I spoke to someone who is more familiar with law. Oh my God, we've got our teacup back, one of our teacups. Thank you so much, Krishy. Don't make the clap. Don't make the clap. Thank you so much. Amy, thank you, my sweetie pieces, for gifting a teacup. If you receive that teacup, cheers, mother chicken. Well, yeah, cheers, mother chickens. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Trishy. If you receive that, make sure you give our girl, Amy, a big, big thank you. Okay. So, actually, now, again, it doesn't change the way I feel about, BHB or anything, but you guys know I always want to tell, my opinion and keep a perspective from both sides and try to be as balanced as possible. And there are some things that she actually may be very savvy in doing. It may or may not. It's left to be seen. And what I am saying is just my opinions on today, based upon what we know. Now, BHB, did have a order of protection put on her against the Bowerfoots, right? And that passed, right? BHB did not show up for court, and so the judge, obviously, they're going to grant it if you don't show up for court. And that's where I was like, why didn't she show up for court? Because I was like, please show up for court. But what I think BHB is doing, in my opinion, is she has 10 days to, let me pull up something right here. She has 10 days to appeal this. She has 10 days to appeal this. And what I think probably she is planning on, and again, she has not said this, I'm just speculating, is that she is trying to get this, appealing this with a new court. A new court. Let me explain a few things. So, what's may happen is she's going to let the general sessions know, and she's going to notify she wants to appeal. Then it will go to a circuit court, or it can go to an appellate court. The circuit court is in, I want to say, Whitesville. Don't hold me to that. The appellate court is in Nashville. So I'm thinking she could be trying to get it moved out of the area by appealing this. And I'm going to tell you how, and again, I'm not an attorney, but ways that she could appeal it. It doesn't mean she's going to win, but I'm just for the sake of argument. All right. So when you go to an appellate court, there is a lot more discovery. Lots more questions can be asked. Lots more information can come out versus a general sessions court, which is where she is at right now. Now, if she violates, right, anytime between, when it took place yesterday or when it was granted yesterday versus now, versus until the next court hearing, she can still be arrested without a warrant. And I think that's probably why she's maybe using, her some of her words a little different. Now, where was I? So she's going. I'm not saying she's going to. She could appeal this based upon, file a dismissal written notice of appeal. It could be a very smart thing, actually, in the end, that she didn't show up. She can keep moving this up if she needs to. But it is still active until it goes and decided by a new court. In order for protection order under Tennessee law, the burden of proof, or it's called high burden of proof, remains on the person petitioning for the protection order. Now, the Pew Pew did it, in my opinion. That is, in my opinion, probably what they got it under. Uh, you can't directly or indirectly, uh, because there was a confrontation between her and the Bowerfoots, right? Face to face, right? She got out of her car. Then she, brought up a Pew Pew after that. I think, in my opinion, that's where she really got it wrong. But so that's what I said. Yeah, he was in the car. Now, like I said, he was behind her. In my opinion, he was watching her, right? Because he didn't get behind her until after the police officer left. Right? I try to be, fair on both sides, but where I think, in my opinion, she made the mistake, she got out of that car. That's where it becomes a physical action, right? Where she was considered the aggressor at that point. Now, I'm just stating it how it may be seen. I'm not saying that's how I feel. I'm just saying because, yes, exactly, because when you get out of your car, you become the aggressor. And I think that was the mistake. And I said that yesterday. I said that a long time ago, actually. DNA says she never mentioned the Pew Pew in a threatening. Now, one thing I will say on Betty's behalf that I do remember her saying is that even as Terry was going through that red light, she said, "We don't do things with violence here." You got to give her credit for that. Now, but sorry, DNA, I apologize. She never mentioned the Pew Pew in a threatening. Was just stated that she carries one for protection. She has a permit. The reason she mentioned it was because she had to let the officer know. Correct. But she did say something after. This was after the incident. And forgive me, I don't remember what it was, to be quite honest with you. But it was something like about bringing your Pew Pew, and I'm just saying that could be taken as a threat, right? Something like that could be taken as some sort of threat.